tell me a little bit about the Compassion Challenge and some of the changes you've noticed this year since you went through that journey.
So I first was searching because I was not happy and had trouble getting through daily life. Um, I have two children, and my older son was diagnosed with autism at a young age, and we were able to start the supports that he needed. And then about 2 years ago, my younger son was then diagnosed with autism as well, and that just devastated. And it turns out the school system, or our school system, of people who I thought would know or knowledgeable with complicated kids actually had no idea how to work with him. And so he was getting suspended, he was getting restrained, he was put in a seclusion room. And so I knew all this felt wrong, but I kept thinking, well, they've worked with kids like this before, they must know what they're doing. But from that, he over time had anger from that, brought it home. And I experienced it, and it was very upsetting to have a child who you knew was hurting, but the way he felt hurt was to lash out physically or verbally. And so that it made me start questioning my whole existence as a mother. Like, what am I doing? Am I doing this correctly? And I'm listening to the experts, and things seem to be getting worse. So I started doing my own research and started pulling my husband into it as well. And we had to start kind of educating the experts. And we had to seek out a lawyer and advocates, and really start working with the school system and start challenging their old belief system. But every day it was hard. I felt like I was in crisis mode. So I wasn't dealing with the stress in a healthy way. And then I found an advertisement for the yoga special needs retreat, 5 days. And that's where I said, I need to do something. I need to figure out how to handle because of the stress, because it's not going well. I'm not handling well. I need help. I need tools. And so then I attended that 5-day yoga retreat that just really opened my eyes. And before, I was thinking of my younger son as a problem to solve and to fix. And then after the retreat, I realized he's just, at the time, an 8-year-old boy who's just lost in this world like everyone else, who just wants to be heard. And once I had that breakthrough during that yoga retreat, it just changed my perspective, which then changed my energy, which changed the way we interacted with each other. And then he modeled my behavior. And after a few months, people were asking me, what did you do for Ben? What therapy is he doing? Or what medicine is he on? Or something's changed. And I said, actually, just our relationship has changed. And then I also was less doubting of myself with the school system, because then I would say, I'm not comfortable. I learned from, I think, the yoga retreat, and then eventually the Compassion Challenge, was first asking myself, what am I comfortable with? Instead of just going along with whatever people tell me they think is best. And then through that Compassion Challenge, I gained a lot of confidence. And then when COVID hit, obviously it was upsetting, and it changed our whole world. But the school system wanted Ben on the computer 8 hours a day doing remote learning. And then I stopped, I said, does this seem right? No. And so I was able to tell the school system, nope, we're not doing that. And they were shocked. And then they agreed. They said, you know what, you're right. For him, this doesn't work. And so we were able to come up with other solutions in other ways and able to just prioritize the highest needs of math and reading. Whereas fellow parents were really stressed out and really concerned their kids were gonna fall behind, or they're getting a lot of pressure from the teachers. And I just felt like I felt no pressure. I just felt like, does something work? Yes or no? And then if it doesn't, something needs to change. I just felt like I learned a new algorithm for myself of when someone presents something to me, I just don't go along with what they're saying because I believe they're experts and more knowledgeable. No, I first check in with myself. Does this make sense? Am I comfortable with this?
That's amazing. I love that
Mhm.
you learned a new algorithm for yourself. You learned a way to connect to yourself and to really check in and see if you're comfortable and then to make choices from that. I think that's amazing. I'm curious if self-compassion is part of that algorithm and how self-compassion really fits into, I guess, some of the changes you've seen in yourself.
I think self-compassion is huge because if I'm deciding if I'm comfortable with something or not. Is it my expectation or requirement, or is it society's that's putting it on me? And I was able to separate the two of what's my belief system, what am I comfortable with, versus what is society expecting from me or my son. And that was huge, was breaking away from these norms from the school system or fellow parents, or even family members, just thinking just because people thought a certain way or think children should act a certain way or think moms should be a certain way, does that make it correct? No. I've learned to really challenge all the old belief system and these norms and these unspoken expectations, and that has really helped me break free from guilt, from not feeling good enough, because I realized there's these expectations, especially I feel, of moms, of working moms or stay-at-home moms or special needs moms, that they always have to be giving, 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 and they have to put themselves last. And I was on that treadmill of just running, running, running. And I realized, who made up these rules? And why are we following them? Because they don't make sense. So I just learned I need to be able to put myself in the equation of what I need as well, and that I don't have to be constantly giving to my son or my family or the household, the school. I can take care of myself, and then when I do that, then I can provide quality to others as opposed to just quantity of giving and giving, because I felt there was this unspoken expectation.
I know that so many people are in need of that exact same thing. And so thank you so much for sharing. And I have to say, your energy has shifted. I showed a photo to John,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the host on the retreat that you came on. And he was like, wow, that's Heather. She looks great. and could just see it even through the photo. And I know that you have shared that some of your coworkers have commented like what has shifted in you.
Yes.
And so I'm just wondering, could you explain that a little bit more?
So I work in the nursing homes, and we already work on a shoestring budget and have no money, under a lot of stress, very complicated residents. And then you add in COVID, which brings the stress level even higher to other people. And so when I would go into work, I would find nurses just talking at the nurses station, just wanting me to talk, to listen. And so I'd just sit there and listen, and they would cry. And they would be upset with themselves or the situation because they would give so much, and the patient didn't say thank you. They would lash out more times than not verbally of, well, you didn't come sooner with my medicine, or come quicker with my food, and I was just kind of relaying the information I learned from you, is that, oh, that has nothing to do with you. You're doing the best you can. You're giving the best you can. This person is stressed. This person's in pain. This person is sick. This person maybe doesn't want to be here. And the only way they know how to communicate is sometimes in a negative way. And that's part of our culture, I think. And it almost parallels my situation with Ben, because originally that was the only way he knew how to say, hey, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling sad. I don't feel good, but I don't know how to say that. And that's these elderly residents aren't going to say, hey, you know what? I appreciate everything you do, but I'm just not feeling well. They don't know how to say that. So they communicate sometimes in just a negative way and lashing out. So with the nurses and I've been working together, learning that these residents appreciate all that you do, but you can't expect anything back because they just don't know how to communicate that. Maybe they've never felt it in their lives. Maybe they never learned how to be a positive communicator. So you just can't, you can give what you can give, but you just can't expect anything in return. Because I think you just have to put your energy out there and your kindness out there, and just whatever people do with it, they do. That it's their choice.
Well, that's a beautiful example of compassion for others. It was just pouring out of you. Mm-hmm. And anything, I guess, actually, one more question. What do you do to fill your own tank so you can just make sure that you have those resources to give the kindness to others?
I actually, what I started this year just kind of happened naturally. My husband happened to get a swing for the front porch from the grocery store. Just out of the blue, he brought one home. It was on sale. Every morning, I go out on that swing with my cup of coffee and a meditation app and just sit on my swing on the front porch and do nothing. Listen, I don't care if I got work. I don't care if the kids got school. I don't care if, we got to pack lunches. We got to take a shower. We got to clean up. I don't care. I go out on that front porch and I swing for 10 to 15 minutes every morning with my coffee. It can get as cold as about 8 degrees. I put on a hat and gloves and I still head out there. And neighbors are walking by with their dogs. And I'm like, hi, this is my alone time. So I'm taking it. So that I found is the most important, is really 10 minutes of just swinging on the front porch with my cup of coffee, no matter what the weather, listening to a meditation app. And it just makes me think everything's going to be okay. And whatever happens, happens.
Anything else you want to share about the Compassion Challenge as we gear up for this year?
I would just say that, everyone's experience is going to be different. I'm letting people know my experience just because of how beneficial it was, how it changed my relationship with my son, how it changed my relationship with the school system, how it changed my relationships at work, how it changed my relationship with myself. I think you get back what you put into it. And if you open yourself up, and if you're really vulnerable and you go there, you will see the benefits. You will reap the benefits.
Well, thank you so much, Heather. You're such a beacon of light, and I'm so happy for all of the work that you've been doing, and that we've got to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait for this year. and it'll be great. It'll be so much fun, and I'm so excited.